GBC's Facebook page or at www.gbconline.com.
And to our first story. Fire killed a toddler this afternoon near a total filling station at Apremdo in Takoradi.
Others sustained injuries while 2 bulk road vehicles got burnt to ashes.
Eyewitnesses say the fire started a few minutes after 1 this afternoon when they heard an explosion where 2 bulk road vehicles with diesel were parked. Though the cause of the explosion which resulted in the fire is still not known, the 2 trucks were completely razed while a third was slightly burnt, as well as a taxi cab, containers, some of which have been converted into shops, as well as a mechanical workshop nearby. The account has it that the deceased, who is 2 years old, was in a container and efforts by the mother to rescue her child failed. The mother also sustained severe injuries. The National Fire Service was called in, but arrived a little too late when the fire had already caused extensive damage. The youth in the area were on hand to help to bring the fire under control. This prevented the fire from engulfing the Apremdo market, the Total filling station, and a gas station which are in close proximity. The Western Regional Public Relations Officer of the Ghana National Fire Service is ADO Emmanuel Boni.
We had a distress call that there's a fire outbreak at Apremdo behind the gas filling station, and we mobilized within 7 minutes. We were able to get to the place and we saw that there were shops that were selling spare parts and other lubricants that were on fire. So we quickly mobilized 6 fire tenders to the place to be able to extinguish the fire in record time. So within 1 hour, 43 minutes, we were able to extinguish the fire.
Eyewitnesses who spoke to GBC News were unhappy about the late response from the fire service, since a fire tender near the scene of the incident could not move to control the fire for reasons unknown.
In the Bono region, the government has established a massive agricultural training center to equip the youth with skills in the production of maize, vegetables, cocoa, cashew and poultry.
Italian oil giant ENI is in partnership with government in this drive and intends replicating the project in Elembele in Western region, Abetifi in the Eastern region. Therefore, is to give the youth a good reason to stay in their various localities, prosper and help in the development of such.
At Chemasu in Bono region, a massive training center for youth in agriculture to be replicated at Elembele in Western region, Abetifi in Eastern region and Ejura in Ashanti. The project is funded by Italian petroleum giant ENI, which has been drilling oil and gas in one of Ghana's newly discovered oil fields for the past 5 years. Reports say government directed the company to invest at chosen locations for strategic reasons. It is to engage residents of places that experience exodus from the country in search of greener pastures. Here at Achiremansu, the Agricultural Training Center projects to absorb hundreds of young people under various training modules. The selected areas for study are key to national transformational agenda in terms of building the requisite manpower, redirecting the youth to agriculture and production for import substitution. The products under the ENI project are cocoa, cashew, maize, vegetables and poultry. The youth in training are expected to graduate with a working knowledge of scheduled items, especially in product value addition, and as a motivated workforce ready to take up roles in industry. Professor John Hughes and D.V. Bakan of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST in Kumasi, is one of the academic luminaries steering the project. He's a seasoned lecturer in agricultural economics, agribusiness and agric extension sciences.
The people we take on, anyone interested in agriculture who can read and write, from JSS up to graduates, and we have all of them here.
In Ghana's Middle Belt, otherwise called the Geographical Transitional Zone, is a boom in crop farming, whereas agro-processing is arguably one of the biggest in Ghana. Cashew, tiger nuts, maize, potato, mangoes, coconut are cultivated. Issues confronting the farm are diseased mangoes, poor prices for maize, and destruction of farm by cattle in nomadic pastoralism. The Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Owusu Efriya-Koto, indicated the government
interacting with all the stakeholders. I'm very, very much pleased to say that our plans are on target in terms of the number of beneficiaries, the distribution of the inputs. There have been complaints about some delay in the inputs, especially for vegetable farmers and so on. All these we have taken on board to help us to plan for 2021.
Smallholder farmers are also receiving attention. Indeed, program managers say they are fulcrum of the current drift in agriculture, as planting for food and jobs seeks to turn peasant farmers from subsistence into commercial entities to feed industry. This is typified in farms at Dunyankwanta in Ahafuano south of Ashanti region. How to irrigate the Agribusiness stream to supply pockets of farms in the catchment area was discussed by officials, who will presently shed more light on running agricultural programs.
We have identified some of our basic commodities which we import into the country, which we have the potential to be self-sufficient in production, especially rice. When you take soybean, maize, we are self-sufficient, but we have the potential to produce enough to export.
Farmers in the Accra Plains, Akomadan in Ashanti and Bojiase in Central Region are among places fenced out by the greenhouse technology for vegetable production. The package includes a 5-month practical attachment in Israel. It is to secure efficiency for agro-processing, export and for national food security. Napoleon Atukito reporting.
Alliance for Green Revolution Agra has received an Excellence Award for transforming agribusiness food security into wealth creation in Ghana.
The award, given by Agribusiness Chamber Ghana, also recognized Agria for promoting food security in Ghana and on the continent of Africa.
The Agribusiness Excellence and Leadership Award is a brainchild of Agribusiness Chamber Ghana, Agri. It was instituted 2 years ago to promote agribusiness in the private sector by advocating and supporting government's policy initiatives. Presenting the awards to the winners, the Executive Director of Agri Impact Chamber and Co-Chair of Agribusiness Ghana, Mr. Dan Akwe, said the chamber selects a team of industry experts and tasks them to identify people who deserve the award based on a number of factors.
It is an award that also seeks to strengthen people's or promote people's interest so that they invest more in agribusiness. Then the award is also given out to motivate people. Those who are receiving award will be motivated. Those who have seen that you can be awarded and rewarded for being in the agribusiness sector will also be motivated.
The West Africa Regional Head of the Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa, AGRA, Mr. Foster Boateng, received the award on behalf of his organization. He noted that AGRA would continue to be an interface between government and other stakeholders in an effort to revolutionize agriculture in Africa.
Government is responsible for driving its own agricultural agenda. Every partner, every donor is here just to support. Okay, so first of all, we work with government to prioritize its investment. If you look at the Malabo CADAP, you realize that every government is supposed to contribute about 10% of its expenditure towards agriculture. And each government in Africa is supposed to achieve 6% growth on a year basis. We want to transform Africa's agriculture.
According to the organizers, the award ceremony could have taken place earlier but for the emergence of COVID-19 in the country.
And you're watching GBC News at 7. We'll be back.
Tapia Herbal Mixture.
We need energy. We've always needed it. Almost every aspect of our lives revolves around it. Energy is not cheap, and it's getting more expensive. This can be solved by creating alternative sources of energy like wind, tidal, and solar. But that would not be enough.
There's one alternative that we overlook. It costs less, it's clean, and it's everywhere. That is
energy efficiency.
It's not a fuel, but a practice that can save us so much energy in our homes and workplaces.
For air conditioners, always buy air conditioners with an energy guide. Choose the right size of air conditioner and regularly service your air conditioners at least twice a year. It keeps them clean and efficient. The more black stars, the better.
Replace air conditioners that are very old with new and more efficient ones. Keep windows and doors shut while using air conditioners. Shade or tint your windows from outside against direct sunlight and heat. Don't set the temperature of your air conditioner lower than 25 degrees Celsius. It is healthier for you, your electricity cost, and the environment.
Switch off fans when there is nobody in the room.
Be energy efficient. Save money and the environment.
Introducing Nestle Milo All-in-One Nutrimix. The goodness of malt, milk and cocoa in Milo, and even more milk. Just add water and enjoy the perfect cup of winning energy. Milo! Milo! This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
All over the world, several directives have been put in place to flatten the curve of COVID-19. But many people, including women and girls, are not enthused by this idea because many of them live with people who are abusers. For anyone who is locked down with an abuser, don't give up. You're not alone. This is the time to reach out. Call the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit hotline on 055-1900 to report cases of abuse. Any case of sexual or gender-based violence is a violation of human rights, and it should not be taken lightly. Staying at home because of COVID-19 should not be a nightmare for anyone. My name is Gita Hongwana Welch. I'm the UNDP resident representative, and I urge you, speak up to stay alive.
This message is brought to you by the United Nations Systems in Ghana, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, and the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, DOVSU, of the Ghana Police Service.
Former President John Ejekun Kufuor is encouraging all Ghanaians to strictly heed to the directives given by the authorities at the forefront of the COVID-19 fight.
This, he says, will help the national effort to curb the spreading coronavirus. He spoke exclusively to GBC News.
I cannot do better than what the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, and his team of advisors have been advising us on. Because this pandemic is global, and even the best of science anywhere and everywhere around the world hasn't been able to hold down and predict about the impact of this menace. All science is telling us now, and with the best of medical advice, the World Health Organization itself, what they are doing is advising us to keep very hygienic conditions of life. Washing hands, sanitizing hands with alcohol-based gels, not shaking hands as we are wont to do by our cultures and customs, avoiding crowds, staying at home when it's not very necessary to go home, out, even within the house. Note, I'm a grandfather, for instance. My grandchildren, whom I normally would want to embrace, they come. But since the onslaught of this disease or pandemic, I'm learning fast by the advice we've gotten from our president not to go emotional. I keep, when they come and they are rushing, I stop them. And the love is still in place, but life, as the president said, you lose the life, everything is gone. But with God's help, should we find solution, we can always go back to embrace and to shake hands, to attend social gatherings and all that. But till then, the advice is for all of us to hold ourselves in and to keep COVID-19 at bay. I believe is the best. The heart given advice and suggestions our president is giving us.
Now to the northern region, where 12 COVID-19 patients who have been receiving treatment have recovered from the disease and been discharged. The 12 include 7 Guineans and 2 Burkinabe nationals who were among the first.
Dr. John Eliza disclosed this at a media briefing in Tamale. He said the development leaves the region with only 4 patients now under the care of the North Regional Health Directorate. Dr. Eliza explained that out of the number of patients receiving treatment, 1 is a case recorded in the Rotary region but was brought into the northern region for treatment, while the other 3 were recorded in the northern region following tracing of contact of some earlier confirmed cases. He said despite the development, the public cases included some 8 Guineans and 2 Burkinabe nationals who entered the country illegally.
Mr. Usman Tesembedo is urgently calling for the decongestion of the Kumasi Central prisons. He says the facility currently accommodates almost 2,000 inmates, which is almost 3 times the capacity of the prison.
With this large number, he said the social distancing project of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Nana Epiejeyi Danko, also donated items valued at 12,000 cedis to the prisons.
Congestion is not new to prisons in the country, including the Kumasi. For the inmates and officers, the Ghana Prison Service says the coronavirus makes it imperative to decongest the prisons. A number of civil society groups have consistently called for an upward review of the as woefully inadequate. These concerns came up again when the president of the Ghana National Chamber of Ghana cedis to the prisons. They included 100 boxes of carbolic soap, 20 gallons of hand sanitizers, and to spread of COVID-19. He said, even though the disease has disrupted everyday life, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry is ready to assist small and medium enterprises to thrive. The Deputy Ashanti Regional Director of Prisons, Mr. Usmani Tesembedo, was grateful to all who have supported the upkeep of inmates, especially during this difficult time.
And the Ghana Police Service has launched a
personnel who, as frontline workers, are lending support to the fight against the coronavirus.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the police administration and on my own behalf, I declare the police service Zoom Lion Ghana Limited nationwide fumigation and disinfection exercise duly launched.
This 2-week exercise will take place simultaneously across the 16 regions of the country. The head of disinfection at Zoom Lion. 2 weeks from now, all police installations will be rid of all pathogenic microorganisms. The exercise, which started immediately after the launch.
The Upper Dinchua East Municipal Assembly in the Central Region has temporarily closed down the Dungwa Onofin market. This is because traders and residents are failing to observe the social distancing protocol.
The Upper Dinchua East Municipal Information Officer, Mr. Charles Babwaji, says this action is in the best interest of all to help control the spreading coronavirus.
The Upper Dinchua East Municipal NADMO Director, Mr. Yakubu Alassan, told our news team that his outfit and some security agencies such as the police, immigration and fire service have toured the market realized that traders were not observing the social distancing protocol. They therefore recommended a temporary closure of the market. Mr. Charles Babuaji is the Upper Dentra East Municipal Information Officer.
This closure is exclusive to market days. It's Tuesdays and then Fridays. Those are the days that we have traders in their numbers. So we entreat our brothers and sisters who come from other places to help us in that regard, be in their towns for this period. In fact, the closure is until further notice.
The Dunga Divisional Police Commander Chief Superintendent Ferguson Gineku, who had been part of the team that toured the market, said the police would also do their best to ensure that residents observe all safety measures outlined by government to contain the deadly COVID-19.
Textiles Ghana Limited GTP, a leading fabric producer trust fund, to produce personal protective equipment for frontline workers in the fight against COVID-19.
In addition to minimizing movement to prevent getting infected by the coronavirus, wearing of nose mask is mandatory in some countries. The official advice from the WHO is clear that nose mask can reduce the rate of infection. So, GTP has presented 6,000 yards of bleached cloth to the COVID-19 National Trust Fund for the production of medical scrubs, nose masks, and head gowns for the frontline workers in the COVID-19 pandemic fight. The marketing director of GTP, Reverend Stephen Bedu, said the donation is made up of 10 bales that can also produce 30,000 nose masks. The chairperson of the COVID-19 National Trust Fund, Justice Sophia Kufu, was grateful to Textiles Ghana Limited and was happy to have this much material to produce more PPEs to support Ghana's fight against the global pandemic.
Leadership of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, has presented food items and 10,000 Ghana cedis to the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Nuhu Sharutu.
The donation is support the National Chief Imam and the Muslim community.
P, led by the party chairman, Mr. Freddie Blay, and the Chief Imam, Sheikh Usman Nuhu Sharutu. The national chairman of the NPP thanked the Chief Imam for his leadership in ensuring the peaceful coexistence between the Muslims and the NPP later presented items made up of 40 bags of rice, sugar, 40 cartons of milk, and 40 boxes of tea bags. The General Secretary of the NPP, Mr. John Buedu, hoped through the fasting and prayers of the Muslim community, the country can find a lasting solution against the COVID-19 pandemic. He said the party would continue its activities on digital platforms. He said the voter registration exercise would still come on for the more than 1 million youth who have turned 18 to vote is timely and would be distributed to the needy. He said if the COVID-19 restrictions are not relaxed, the traditional celebration of the Eid may not take place with the usual gatherings, but through virtual means and among close families.
Some vulnerable persons at Jachi in the Bosontre district of Ashanti have received food items worth 30,000 Ghana cedis from the Jachi Residents Diaspora Association.
The items include 200 bags of rice, 175 boxes of cooking oil, and 180 crates of eggs. The spokesperson for the association, Mr. James Barfor, said the challenges of the vulnerable are numerous, including how to take care of themselves, especially with the crippling effects of the coronavirus. Mr. Barfor appealed to others to support the vulnerable at this time. He appealed to the contractor working on the Kumasi-Kontenasi-Lake-Bosomtwi Road to speed up work to make movement of persons within the district easier. The items received on behalf of the people by the Jachi Hene, Nana Bafo Kweku Amwating, said the donation is timely since many people have been affected economically. He was happy that the water project is almost completed and will soon be inaugurated. Nana Bafo Kweku Amwating said
It is important to observe the WHO and Ghana Health Service safety protocols and, if possible, stay home if you have nothing to do outside.
Rotarians in Ghana have donated assorted items and test kits to the Ghana Health Service and the Noguchi Memorial Institute.
Novel coronavirus is still a major public health threat globally. Reasons being that no cure or vaccine has been found for the disease. On a daily basis, thousands are infected and a significant number of people are killed. In Ghana, for instance, over 2,600 people have been infected with the disease and 18 people have already died of COVID-19. To be able to control this worldwide cancer, there have been calls for adherence for also into rigorous contact tracing and testing to identify people who have the disease but are not showing symptoms yet. It is against this background that the 51 Rotary clubs in Ghana have mobilized resources in terms of money, skills, time, energy and passion to support two key institutions in Ghana, the Ghana Health Service and the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. At the Ghana Health Service, the group donated PPE, including nose masks, sanitizers, Veronica Bucket, among others. A total 125,000 Ghana cedis, we're told, was spent on the items. In the case of Noguchi, COVID-19 test kits to the tune of 200,000 Ghana cedis was procured. The package, according to Rotary, will help this strategic institution test as many people as possible. Officials of the Ghana Health Service and Noguchi were happy for the support. Rotary brings together a global network of community leaders dedicated to tackling the world's most pressing humanitarian challenges. Gifty AJ, GBC News, Accra.
Osteogenesis imperfecta, a disease of the bones, is caused by defective genes. These genes affect how the body makes collagen, a protein that helps strengthen bones.
As the world today marks Osteogenesis Imperfecta Day, awareness is again being created about brittle bone disease.
Well, it's me, Ali. Today is Wish Monday. Hooray! Let's talk about OI. What is OI? OI means Osteogenesis Imperfecta, which means my bones are soft. It can break very easily. It is so bad when I break my bone. When I break my bone, my family comes and wipe it so that it doesn't break more.
Osteogenesis imperfecta (OI), also known as bone disease, is a group of genetic disorders that mainly affect the bones. It results in bones that break easily.
Today is Wish Bone Day. Wish Bone Day is an international awareness day for people with osteogenesis imperfecta, also known as brittle bone.
May 6th is International Wishbone Day, and the day is celebrated to create awareness on the disease, contributions of people with OI, as well as challenges of living with the ailment. The official color for the celebration is yellow, symbolizing optimism and positive future. This year, the OI Ambassador Little Ayayi's initiative termed Max It Yellow is to encourage the wearing of yellow nose masks to support people with brittle bone as we protect ourselves from COVID-19.
Please, family and friends, please who have other conditions, please don't give up. Try and try again until you win. And please support OIF Ghana to support all OIs in Ghana.
There is a sharp drop in hospital attendance in the Ashanti region, and the authorities say fear of being infected with the coronavirus has caused this situation.
At the weekly media briefing in Ashanti, the Regional Health Director, Dr. Emmanuel Tinkran, said out of 41,000 blood samples that have been tested, 163 cases came up positive in the region, with Obuasi leading with 43 cases.
District, which recorded its first positive case recently. The Regional Health Director, Dr. Emmanuel Tinkran, also said there will be mass testing of those who render direct services to the general public, including the security service, barbers, hairdressers and commercial drivers. Reacting to the gender distribution of the cases, Dr. Tinkrang said males still dominate and attributed the situation mainly to the fact that men do not adhere to the safety and precautionary protocols. He, however, appealed to the general public to continue to strictly observe the physical distancing directive and other precautionary measures to help contain the spread of the virus.
So we did our half-year review meeting and then realized that our routine services, if we say routine services, it means OPD attendance, maternal health services, people who are coming to deliver, people coming for antenatal clinic, children being immunized, all those indicators are going down. The issue is not the health system, but what we realize is that people are not coming for those services. It seems that the COVID-19 has taken the major part of their life. So now people have even forgotten that they are pregnant, they'll have to come to hospital. They'll have to take their children for immunization. If they are sick, they will have to visit the hospital. But the fact is that most of them fear even to come to the healthcare facilities because they think COVID-19 is what? Is there. So we cannot continue like this.
Back in Accra, the Minister for Communications, Mrs. Ursula Owusu-Ekufo, has launched the Miss Geek 2020 competition in Accra.
It seeks to whip up the interest of young girls between the ages of 13 and 25 years in information, communication and technology, ICT, by developing apps to solve social and economic issues in Ghana.
In 2019, the Ministry of Communications adopted the Miss Geek Africa concept and organized the first Miss Geek Ghana competition, where young girls aged between 13 and 21 years developed concepts to solve everyday community problems through technological innovations in Ghana. Organizers of the competition say the main rationale behind the competition is attitudinal change of young girls towards the adoption of ICT, which is often male-dominated, and to also equip them with digital skills. For this year's edition, applicants can enter the competition at www.ms.geek.org.gh. Entries for application are open from now till 12 June 2020. The best innovations will be selected to participate in the competition, after which the 3 top solutions will be selected for the finals. Out of the 3, the topmost inventor of a solution will be crowned Miss Geek Ghana 2020. Minister for Communications, Mrs. Ursula Owusu-Ekufo, said ICT is one of the economic development pillars which can improve the quality of human life. It is an important tool in all transactions around the world today due to the COVID-19 pandemic. She therefore challenged young girls to be innovative.
This year's competition presents a very exciting challenge. We are in a new era, the COVID-19 era. Today, pupils and students all over the world are staying at home for their own good. Parents and workers across the globe are being encouraged to work from home, and socializing is basically done online. We expect girls who qualify and are interested in this competition to identify a need within their communities to which they can propose a solution that will ride on ICT to be applicable during this COVID-19 pandemic period or during any crisis period and beyond.
Miss Selassie Domi Kuono of the University of Cape Coast was crowned Miss Geek 2019. She developed an app dubbed Casa Cash system to address electronic pilfering in mobile money transactions.
GBC News is live on our Facebook page at www.gbcghanaonline.com and on DSTV channel 278.
We'll be right back.